All right, so now that we're looking at the piano as a place where we can go to be completely free and play whatever we want, let's go into more the notes and chords that we'd be using to do that. So, first of all, when I play piano, I look at it as like I'm playing emotions rather than I'm playing, a certain chord progression or things like that. Like a lot of times I'll say like, okay, well, I want to play something happy. And then, it's like, well, what does that mean? Well, I'll just start playing something happy, based on the fundamentals that I already know about chord progressions, but I'm just trying to play happy right now, like. All right, so that's what I would do to play happy. So, if I was, and it just kind of comes out that way. It's like if I'm, like whatever emotions that I'm feeling, I just play it straight through the piano based on the chord progressions that I already know. And, if I was trying to play sad or something, then that would go something like this. Like I would remember a certain sad moment, or I would feel that feeling, and I would just play it through the piano. So it would be more. And that would be more something, that has a real sad tone to it. But I'm really thinking in terms of playing emotions. So to get to that point where you're able to just feel an emotion and start playing something, you have to know about chords and notes and melodies that kind of correspond with that emotion too. So, what we're going to get started with is let's learn just one scale and, one chord that we can get started with, so we can start playing in those ways, because you got to start somewhere, right? And so in our case, we're going to start on the note C. So C is just a really important note because you can base a lot of chords off of it, and it's just a really easy scale to learn because it's all the white keys, starting from that C note. So in our case, C is going to be, see these two black keys? It's going to be to the bottom left of these two black keys. So this is C right here. And you can find it anywhere on the keyboard. You can go up here like right here, two black keys, bottom left corner, C. And so our scale that we're using here is going to be all white keys, but we're going to be starting from this C note. So if I'm trying to convey emotion, like we have to learn like a scale and a chord. And so the chord that we're going to learn is going to be called a 1-3-5-7 chord. Now, what the heck does that mean? Well, in a scale, we have this scale, and the scale goes from C to the next C in all white keys. So, wherever we start, like this C is going to be called the 1 because it's our scale. Our scale is the C scale, and so the C is going to be called the 1 because it's the first note that's being played. So once we have this 1, then this next note's going to be 2, and then 3 and 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And here you can call it 8, or you can also call it 1 again, because we've just gone up to the next C up here. But so once you know that, we know that we have our C scale, which starts from C, and then it goes in all white keys. then we can actually form a chord from this. So in our left hand, what I want you to do is I want you to play the 1, the 3, the 5, and the 7. And the reason why we learn these numbers is because it's so easy once you learn these numbers to make chords, because I can just tell you, oh, play the 1, 3, 5 of the C scale, you know. Oh, well, I'll just play the 1, which is C, and then I'll play the, oh, not the 2, the 3 here, then I'll play the 5. Oh, that's my 1, 3, 5. And so that's kind of an easy way to form chords by learning a scale. And so the chord that we're going to learn is going to be a 1, 3, 5, 7 chord, and I want you to play that in your left hand. So what we'll do is we'll play the 1, the 3, the 5, and the 7 in our left hand. And then we're also going to, just in terms of fingering, you know, if you're worried about that, you can just keep this middle finger up. It's kind of like you're flicking yourself off, but it's like backwards though. So just that can be your rule of middle finger, right? Is you keep your middle finger up if you're playing chords in your left hand. I just find that most of my students tend to play chords that way. But so this is our first chord. It's going to be a 1, 3, 5, 7 chord in our left hand. And then in the next lesson, we're going to learn how we could solo in our right hand over this chord.